the White House. President Kennedy has just signed a document proclaiming quarantine on Cuba in order to prevent the Soviet Union from shipping in any more nuclear weaponry. I now send it over to Fred on the scene. Fred?
Yes! Hello, Nigel. The tension is high as we wait inside the White House in anticipation for Khrushchev's reaction to this proclamation. This quarantine could be possibly seen as an act of war and brings our country and the USSR even closer to the brink of war. We have John F. Kennedy on scene. Back to you, Fred.
Thanks, Fred. Wow. You know, this brinkmanship concept is getting pushed pretty far. For those viewers out there who aren't aware of what brinkmanship is, essentially, it's the concept of using precarious and risky situations and pushing them to the brink of disaster in order to achieve a specific outcome. By pushing a situation to the brink, a nation forces another into backing off and making concessions in order to avoid hot warfare.
Well, that's the idea. However, in regards to our current situation, neither the Soviet Union or the United States seem to be backing off anytime soon. With the USSR's missiles in Cuba and this new so-called quarantine being put into place by the states, it will be interesting to see if either will back down.
Well, let's just hope that the USSR doesn't take action against this quarantine, which truthfully is a blockade. But a blockade is an official act of war, so our country's officials have termed this act a quarantine as an attempt to avoid hot war. But the question we should really be asking is, how did this all begin?
Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Our nation has always had a strong business interest in Cuba due to its large supply of sugarcane. When Fidel Castro, a Cuban revolutionary, came into power and exiled Batista, the current leader, he began to nationalize all of America's private organizations. Due to the fact that the states previously favored Batista, they became angry and ceased to provide any aid to Cuba and also stopped the import of Cuban sugar. This caused the Cuban economy to spiral downward and out of control because it lost all business with the United States, which was their main trade partner at the time, forcing Castro to turn to Khrushchev for financial aid. Khrushchev agreed to buy 1 million tons of sugar in exchange for Cuba to become communist. Castro also turned to the USSR because of the failed invasion from the United States, which was known as the Bay of Pigs.
Khrushchev proceeded to secretly ship out nuclear missiles to Cuba and aided Castro in setting up a military base. With this move, deterrence and brinkmanship began to play into the picture. A United States U-2 spy plane captured pictures of this military base, and America became afraid of a possible nuclear attack. However, they could not make a move and attempt an invasion on Cuba once again due to the threat of mutually assured destruction, as both world powers would destroy one another and themselves in the process.
This led to the so-called quarantine that was set into place today. Essentially, a naval blockade will be put into place surrounding Cuba to ensure that the USSR does not supply them with any more missiles. There is a high possibility that Khrushchev will view this quarantine as an act of war, and the situation continues to be pushed further to the brink of destruction.
Yes, you see, if Khrushchev decides to take action against this quarantine, mutually assured destruction may occur. Hopefully, both nations will continue to simply practice deterrence and build up their arms to deter the other from attacking.
Well, hopefully the situation can be resolved peacefully, and this level of brinkmanship is not revisited anytime soon.
This is becoming a very intriguing and intense ordeal. We anticipate a diplomatic and mature resolution to this ongoing conflict.
That's all, folks.